So my name is Zaynal. Dad's name is Nabil, and my last name is Hawa. I was born, yes, in Baghdad, in a place called Karada. The suburb is called Karada. It's very close to the center. It's kind of a little bit to the south. So our family is me, older brother, mom and dad. I don't have any sisters. Yeah, so our whole life we lived in the same house. It was in Karada. It was like my grandfather actually built it, and we've been living there ever since. Oh yeah, so we used to go to the churches as well. The churches were packed with Christians. You got a lot of community. I used to have a lot of friends in school as well. Um, so for us, we don't doesn't actually doesn't make any much difference if you're Christian or Muslim or like all my friends were Muslims. I didn't have one Christian friend. Yeah, so all my friends from college, they were from university, they were all Muslims, and I didn't care, you know, because for me and my friends, like a lot of people over there, like propaganda always like the news, they always show you the bad side of it. They don't show you the boring people. They don't show you the normal living people. They having their coffee and going doing their job, and they coming back to their house and everything's fine. They don't show you those kind of people. So I was friends with those kind of people. I wasn't friends with the people that you see on the news every single day. So, so there was a very big community over there. You can go to the church and stuff like that. Until it got to a point where even the church was kind of targeted. So you can go. You're not guaranteed your safety. All of the Christians remember the incident that happened in 2010, where 60, 70 Christians were dead. So the community started to like decrease day by day because of migration or stuff like that. As for my school childhood stuff like that, I used to go to that school literally next to that church that I just spoke to you about. So year 6, it was 2003 when America entered and all that stuff happened. So school was stopped. It was resumed after everything was finished. I did my final exams. I got accepted in a school called Baghdad College High School. That's its name. It was founded by the British in 1930s, stuff like that. It was very old, but it was the only school in Iraq that teaches every single thing in English. That's why my English was very good and developed. So I got accepted in that school, but it was kind of in a suburb where it is kind of dangerous. So in 2006, 2006 was, I think, and most people think, arguably, it was the worst year of that Iraq has ever been through, like in history. It's 2006 because people were getting killed on the ID. Like they literally would stop you, give us your ID. From the last name, they would know to which kind of family or religion or whatever from your last name. And it also says the religion as well. But if you're Muslim, there's different kind of Muslims, So if you're kind of from a certain family or a certain tribe or certain whatever, you'll get killed. Yeah. So the killing were literally on the ID. So our suburb the high school wasn't in a very good suburb. They're like Christians, like if you go there, it's a 50-50. It goes up to a 50-50 chance of whether you can get out of there or not. So mom was like, yeah, we need to change your high school. Went to another high school for 1 year. And then another branch of Baghdad College High School opened close to our house, kind of well, it's not a secure, it's a more secure suburb in comparison to that other one. And I finished my other 2 years in there. Also did the baccalaureate tests, finished my high school, and then started pharmacy. So in Iraq, there were times where there is no fuel, like there's no petrol. So you have to actually go and plan it on how you're gonna get petrol for the car. Because like it's shortage and there's no petrol. And it's ironic because Iraq's supposed to be the second largest reserve of fuel in the world, but things happen, you just go with it, I guess. So my dad told my brother to maybe he finished his work and everything. He used to work in an internet company called Earthling. So dad told him to maybe take the car and maybe, stay on the queue until you get the petrol. It will take a couple of hours. You don't have anything to do, so you might as well just refuel the car, because you also use the fuel for other things like your own personal generator, because there's no electricity, so you need generator, so you need petrol. So as he was going, a car pulled in front of him, and he just blocked my brother. He wasn't able to drive, and the car in front of that car blew up. So the people in this first car, the car in front of him, they were just they opened the door, they were burning. There were shrapnels everywhere. Two of the shrapnels just came, one from the left side, one from the right side. Our car was it was damaged and stuff like that. He came home, all his hands were bloody and stuff like that. Dad was I almost killed my own son, It was kind of a shock. So as he was just giving him some stitches and stuff like that, he was like, yeah, you're not staying home. Yeah, you're getting out of here. So yeah, so he applied to through a student visa or something like that, and he went to America. And then this direct life threat happened. So I was jumping between my house, my friend's house, trying to stay as low as possible, trying to avoid anything. So I was finishing the pharmacy exams. ISIS came and invaded Mosul, so it was just cut. So I did 3 exams. I needed to do 2 more to be able to finish my whole degree. So we were like, do I leave the pharmacy in 5 minutes of my life, or do I just try to continue? We decided to maybe live through it. So apart from the life threat we received, we continued through difficult situation until I finished all my exams. That was in late June, 28th of June, I think, 2014. We got the visa to Jordan. We traveled to Jordan on the 5th of July, 2014. I didn't know if I actually succeeded in my university. I actually received my results in Jordan. They told me that you passed and stuff like that. Yeah, in Jordan I was working as a pharmacist. It was a a volunteer role, Yeah, so me, mom, dad, we applied for the UNHCR in Jordan. We waited for a year and a half, didn't hear anything. We heard that Australia are receiving refugees, and they activated the visa 200. And then we came to Australia on August 10th of August 2016. So there's a 3-day life skills sessions where they teach you about Australia, they teach you all the slangs, g'day and how's it going, mate, stuff like that. And they teach you about kangaroos as well. So yeah, so when we heard about Australia, we were like, well, Australia is it's heaven to us. So we were like, we're going to heaven, and here we go. We're gonna start our life here. But we stayed here. The next day, Dad was like, yeah, I'm not getting out of here. Yeah, we're gonna stay here for a long, long time. Yeah, so I was a pharmacist, and back home I finished Bachelor of Pharmacy, as I said. I came here, didn't have the transcript, so because they don't issue that in Iraq. I have all other documents, so diploma and stuff like that. It was kind of a long story. So I had all the documents, syllabus and stuff like that. I called the Australian Pharmacy Council. It's the agency that, gets gives you some exams and stuff like that, and maybe gets your qualification recognized. She was like, yeah, you're not eligible because you don't have your transcript. After a long process of a month and a half of emails and going back and forth to the Gold Coast, to universities, APRA, stuff like that, I was able to secure a position in Masters of Pharmacy program in Griffith University. I did that across 2 years until I finished my Masters of Pharmacy in Griffith. And it was actually, I finished on February, like a few months ago. I did my OET exam, Occupational English Test. I did it from the first try, got the scores needed. I applied, and now I am registered with APRA as a provisional pharmacist, and I'm looking for an internship as well. It is building up. It's a bit by bit, but you come here, mate, you kind of build yourself up from scratch, but you know that you can actually achieve whatever you want to achieve, because you don't need to trouble your mind over who wants to kill you or who wants to, I don't know, just take your money and stuff like that. You get, life is a bit easier. Like a lot of the things here, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, a lot of the things here are taken for granted. Like the air that you breathe, the water that you drink, the electricity, walking down the street, everything is taken for granted. Some people don't have that. We used to, we say we used to live in a state where you go out of your house. Somewhere in your mind, you have a little place that tells you you might not go back. So you are living at peace with that idea, you're living your daily life, but you have that idea in your head that you might not go back alive. Until you kind of, I don't know, you maybe build up tolerance or something like that, so you kind of get back your security. So you kind of live normally and don't stress out all the time or stuff like that. So you just, kind of normalize yourself, because over there was kind of, full on. Yeah, I'm actually okay in here, like that idea can go away now, because I will go back home and everything will be fine, over there.